Hi, I'm very excited to be here, and I'm Ms. Priya Ranganathan. I'm a young toddler teacher at LSU with ECLP. I work with children age 14 to 18 months. I have my own triplets, and I have a different bachelor's degree, but when I had started working with the LSU ECLP, I have this passion towards working towards the children. My class, Young Toddler 1, I have initiated activities like yoga and meditation. I know they're playing, but I'm always observing them. I'm always trying ways to find the strength and see what better can I give this child. So I started my master's degree last year, and I'm almost finishing there. Well, I get sometimes a little goofy with the young children. It's fun. I want to get into their world and see how I can help them in every single way. This program has given a lot of opportunity for me so that I found my destiny and a purpose. And I want to take this time to give many, many thanks to Diane Goyette Teachers Funding Program to fund my education. Without the funding of the Diane Goyette Teachers Funding, I would not have met my purpose and my destiny.
So the thing that's amazing about Diane, and this is where the Institute comes in, is the very first time that we met Diane, that she had actually taken a bus from Houston here. Okay, so I thought, wow, this person has the capacity to give significantly, to make such a major impact, but it's a bus ride. Okay, so that's the first time that I ever met Diane. She was so invested in the work that she was doing. She was so passionate about early childhood education, and she was so passionate about LSU that it didn't matter if it was a plane, a boat, a car, hell, a pony. She was going to be here. She was committed. As we got to know each other, then I just asked her point blank. I was like, Diane, why? There's so many different things you could have given to. There's so many things you could have invested in. Why are you here? And why have you committed so much of your life and your legacy to early childhood education at LSU? And she said point blank, could have bought cars, could have had all kind of jewelry and all kind of gaudy things, but it's just stuff. What's the worth of your life? Those are things that always leave. She's been invested her whole life in early childhood education. Her stories and her commitment to her daughter. Actually, she built her relationship with my daughter. I said at the time my daughter was a year and a half old. She was about to start preschool, and literally Diane had so many recommendations and so many ideas, so it was clear to me. As she was thinking about the things that she wanted to be her legacy, the things she wanted to commit to, it was all about the children. Along with that gift, then I was blown away with, it wasn't just the type of donor that's like, I make a commitment, this is my legacy and this is my life work. But it's not just about what happens 10, 15, 20, 30 years from now. She was interested in what she could do right now. She actually has been involved with our researchers. She's been involved with presenting papers, developing research at conferences.
The Early Childhood Education Institute is a collection of researchers who study young children birth to age 3. The birth to age 3 population is the least researched and least funded segment of the education population. And so through the Institute, all of us come together, we discuss research ideas, we collaborate on projects, and work together on grant submissions. So it's a nice group of people to collaborate with and elevate the status of early childhood research. A lot of the work that we do in the Institute also focuses on not just disseminating early childhood research, but specifically focusing, as an institution of higher education, the importance of continued education and the impact that it has on young children who are developing. The generous donation from the Goyettes has allowed us to involve undergraduates and graduate students in the research process. So we are able to employ those students to work on research projects serving as data collectors, and also getting involved in the research process to expand their understanding of research methods, with the hopes that our undergraduates will be in a better position to apply to graduate programs, and that our graduate students will be more knowledgeable on research methodology and will go on to conduct their own research once they graduate. The mission and vision of the Early Childhood Education Institute is to generate research on the birth to 3 population, but also to disseminate that research and translate it into practice. So we want to make sure that we're getting the information in the hands of the teachers who are working directly with young children, because we know that high quality research demonstrates what the effective practices are. And there is other research that's long-standing, and actually the research is about 30 years old, that says that the number one thing that we can do to increase outcomes, positive outcomes for young children, is to have a high-quality teacher in their early years. And that's going to set the foundation and the trajectory for the rest of their educational experience. So that's really the number one thing that we can do to make a positive impact on a child's lifespan. Part of the impact of the Goyette gift is to help us not only to fulfill the mission of the Institute of conducting research and disseminating research, but we also have put together a research to practice pipeline for graduate students. And our institute does represent people from all over the United States and even some overseas. And when we have these research to practice meetings, we're inviting graduate students that work with everyone in the Institute, and we're teaching them about the process of disseminating research to translate for practitioners and share across multiple media paths. So we're disseminating on social media, we're creating webinars, we're creating blog posts, we're presenting locally, face-to-face, and we're also generating practitioner publications from the original research articles, because we're wanting to show the students how you can translate that high-quality research and get it in the hands of the people who need it, who are working directly with young children. Diane's gift really did have a major impact on the teachers at our laboratory preschool. I don't know if a lot of people know this, but in Louisiana, we just got a certification structure for early childhood education, birth to kindergarten, in the last 4 years. And presently, LSU is the only university that offers this certification. And so those of us who are really passionate about working with young children just educated ourselves the best that we could. And so most people who have bachelor's degrees who are working in early care and education environments do not have a teacher certification, because at the time that they went to school, it simply wasn't available. And so we have people who have bachelor's degrees in child and family studies, or maybe psychology, or some other social science that's related, but not a teacher certification. And so once LSU applied and got bachelor's level certification for birth to kindergarten, we very quickly went ahead and wrote a plan of study for alternative certification for birth to kindergarten. And what this does is it allows people who have a non-education bachelor's degree to take coursework to get certified in birth to kindergarten. And so the woman that you met earlier, Priya, did have a bachelor's degree, non-education bachelor's degree, and the Goyette Fund supported her in taking those collections of classes in order to get her alternative certification in birth to kindergarten. And so we have many other teachers who are very interested in going through that pathway as well, and a couple more who are in that process. I can't say enough of how much the gift from Diane Goyette has impacted the field of early care and education in the state of Louisiana. It's allowed us to realize some long-standing dreams that we have had for our state, and move a lot of our initiatives forward. I look forward to the continued work with the Goyettes and just very much appreciate their support.
Her legacy, her commitment, her time, her effort is here. She's present, she's humble, and she's committed to this place, and a perfect recipient for the award.